What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies, and welcome to my review of Eleanor the Great, which finds Scarlett Johansson, yes, that's Scarlett Johansson, stepping behind the camera to direct her first feature film. It stars the always wonderful June Squibb as Eleanor, a bold 94-year-old woman who moves from her Florida retirement community back to New York City to be with her daughter and grandson following the death of her best friend. While trying to make new friends at a local community center, Eleanor tells a story that catches the attention of Nina, played by Erin Kellyman, a journalism student working on a class project. But pretty soon, Eleanor's story takes on a life of its own, attracting a lot of attention and jeopardizing all the friendships she's made. Before I jump into the review, do me a favor, make sure you subscribe, that way you can keep up with everything I'm posting on the channel, including all of the movie reviews, entertainment news, and more.
I'm moving to Manhattan for the first time today.
I live in Staten.
My condolences. What am I going to do here all day alone?
I signed you up for a class at JCC.
I judged the morgue prematurely. I can see that now.
Eleanor the Great is a sweet movie with plenty of humor, some great performances, and more than a few moments that will absolutely tug at your heartstrings. At the core, this is a movie about grief, about loneliness, about finding connections even in the most unlikely of places, and it's all delivered in this really nice, wholesome package. But Eleanor the Great is also a movie that has a moral issue at the center of its story that it doesn't quite know how to navigate. Now, where the movie shines is with the performances. It's no surprise that June Squibb is great, and she's the anchor that really keeps what eventually becomes a pretty messy story from completely unraveling. Her quick wit and excellent comedic timing are put to good use here. She brings a ton of charm to her performance of Eleanor, a woman who is incredibly funny, but also incredibly stubborn. This is a complicated character, and as the movie goes on, you start to really see just how complicated she is. This is someone you'll cheer for at times, but also someone you'll shake your head at when she knowingly makes bad decisions. The supporting cast is also strong. You have Chiwetel Ejiofor as Nina's grief-stricken father, Roger, a news anchor who also gets pulled into Eleanor's story, and he delivers a very quiet, emotional performance that I think is very effective in the movie's later acts. You have Erin Kellyman as Nina, and she's great. This is a college student who is struggling with confronting her own grief while also dealing with the strained relationship she has with her father. So this is a very vulnerable character. She's so fascinated by Eleanor's story. Not only does it draw her closer to Eleanor, but she decides to focus her entire class project on it. So as she spends more time with Eleanor, learning more about her story, she strikes up this friendship, and their relationship becomes one of the best parts of the movie. I also want to mention Rita Zohar, who plays Eleanor's best friend, Bessie. She's not in the movie much, but when she is, she gives a very stirring performance, including one scene that delivers an absolute gut punch. And her performance is responsible for some of the movie's most poignant moments. This movie is a dramedy, and I think it does a good job of balancing the comedy and the drama elements really well. It has a nice mix of humor and funny, silly moments along with some of the darker moments. And I was actually surprised with how funny this movie was, considering how sad the story can get. And I think that's because this movie is very grounded for the most part. The situations feel realistic, the characters are relatable in different ways, but there is a moment when the movie starts to take a turn, when things start to get messy. And it has to do with Eleanor and the story she tells. Basically, she tells a big lie. Now, I'm not going to spoil what it is, but it's one that she quickly loses control of. As Eleanor digs herself deeper and deeper, she basically backs herself into a corner that the movie doesn't know how to successfully get her out of. And again, not going to spoil anything here, but the resolution to what Eleanor has done comes off as an afterthought. It's a resolution that doesn't really consider Eleanor's actions and what they mean to all the relationships that she's built off of this lie. For me, this was one of the most frustrating parts of the movie because the movie kind of treats Eleanor's lie as if it isn't as big of a deal as it actually is. But some people might be able to overlook this aspect of the story because of how effective the rest of the story is. Eleanor the Great is Scarlett Johansson's first feature, and she shows that she's a competent director, even if Nothing about her style really stands out. She basically plays it safe, which might just be from inexperience. The shot framing, production, camera work, and other elements that make up the movie are good, but they're not distinctive. The movie is well made, so I definitely think Johansson has room to grow, and hopefully she'll take on more directing projects. Eleanor the Great is predictable, but it's a completely enjoyable movie. The story is a little messy, so it might not be for everyone, but this is a movie that is funny, heartfelt, and it has a great performance from the always wonderful June Squibb. So those are my thoughts on Eleanor the Great, which is out in theaters this week. Do you plan on seeing it? Let me know in the comments. While you're here, like and subscribe, and of course, stick around for more videos like this.